Hey everyone, welcome back to the Yogi Fuel YouTube channel. I'm your host, Mel, and today I'm really excited to bring you a super simple, like 2-minute practice to get you out of sympathetic overwhelm, anxiety, stress, and really bring your nervous system back into that calm parasympathetic state where we can focus, make decisions, be a little bit more rational. This is one of my absolute favorite practices that really integrates Ayurveda with modern science. And I'm super, super excited to show it to you. If you are brand new to this channel, I would like to go ahead and introduce myself. I am Mel. I am a kinesiologist, an Ayurvedic counselor, and a nervous system coach. I've been in this work for over 15 years. And what I do is I integrate the ancient wisdom from Ayurveda with modern science, neuroscience, and somatics, and really have created a truly holistic system for nervous system regulation, healing, and nourishing. So if you are a wellness professional, a yoga teacher, a holistic coach, or someone who wants to learn how to regulate their own nervous system or help others learn how to do the same, this is the channel for you. And if you were interested in all of that, I would love for you to go ahead and click that subscribe button, like wherever it is here, and follow along so you can get updates on whenever I'm posting a new video. So in today's video, as I named, I'm going to be sharing with you a super simple 2-minute practice that honestly, every single time I do this practice, I immediately drop into my parasympathetic nervous system. It takes 2 minutes, as I named. You can do it anytime, anywhere. I am going to do it sitting here. You can do this on a bus. You can do it in the waiting room at a doctor's office. You can do it obviously at your home, but it is a super simple practice. So what we're going to do in this practice is a combination of the Half Salamander exercise, but we're going to add in the chanting of Om. And I want to explain to you really briefly how this works and why this is so powerful. I've actually found this combo, like I named earlier, to be even more powerful than just doing the half salamander or full salamander or even the basic exercise on its own. This is something that drops me immediately into that parasympathetic state. So what half salamander is we're going to sit in a nice tall position. We're going to tilt our head to the right and we're going to look down to the right as well. So immediately this is doing a few things. Number one, when we tilt our eyes to the side, and this is basically what the basic exercise is. I'll share that in another video. What we are doing is we are stimulating the cranial nerves that are responsible for the social engagement system. And there's a feedback there between those and the vagus nerve. And essentially what it does is it creates a felt sense of safety. The body feels safe. It feels safe to relax when we do this practice, when we are still, we're in a safe space and we're looking, to the side. It actually physiologically relaxes the body. Very, very powerful on its own. Now, what happens as well when we do the half salamander is all of a sudden we are stretching our trapezius muscle and maybe even a little bit of our sternocleidomastoid. Now, fun fact about the trapezius and the sternocleidomastoid is they are the only two muscles below the head that are innervated by cranial nerves. Specifically, they are innervated by cranial nerve 11. Now, cranial nerve 11 runs very closely to cranial nerve 10, which is your vagus nerve. And so anytime we do something that's going to activate the 11th cranial nerve, by proxy, it's going to activate the vagus nerve, okay? So just by doing something like half salamander, which is tilting your head down to the side and looking down to the right, this is already very calming and very relaxing. I can feel a really beautiful sense of calm and relaxation. But it gets even more powerful when we add in something like the chanting of Om. When we do any chanting, when we do mantra, when we sing, we are activating the vagus nerve again, but through the larynx, right? Because the vagus nerve has many different innervations throughout the body. We can access it, we can support it, we can tone it in many different places. And so adding in sound or vocalization is a really, really powerful way that we can just additionally support and tone that vagus nerve. And so this is one of my favorite ways to do that. So what this will look like for you, you can do it with me as I'm doing this. Get into a nice, comfortable seated position. We want to make sure that there's not a ton of discomfort. You can sit in a chair. You can be sitting on the floor. You can take a deep breath just to get started and settle in if you want. And then what you're going to do, keeping your head straight, you're just going to tilt. Think of it bringing your ear to your shoulder. And then I want you to look down. I want you to take an inhale through your nose, and then you're going to exhale and chant Om. You could also just hum if that feels good for you. So inhale. Om. Oh my gosh. So you will notice that I yawned immediately after doing that. A yawn is a beautiful physiological manifestation that we have dropped into the parasympathetic aspect of the nervous system, right? When we are sleepy, when we're feeling tired, we tend to yawn, right? And this is an indication that our parasympathetic nervous system is online. That is the part of our nervous system that needs to be activated in order to go to sleep, or rather, not activated, but that needs to be in control in order to go to sleep. So, one of the ways you may not experience a yawn, but when you experience one, this is a good indication that we have accessed the parasympathetic aspect of the nervous system. And I'm telling you, every single time that I do this practice with the Om, I yawn almost right away. And so for me, that's a really key physiological indicator that this is a powerful practice that I can do to drop myself into a parasympathetic state. Now, I'm going to do the other side for good measure. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to roll our shoulders back, get into a nice tall posture, bring your left ear to your left shoulder, look down to the side, take a deep inhale. What a beautiful practice. I feel, and I would be so curious actually, I'd love for you to share in the comments how you feel. Like what's shifted for you sort of after doing this practice? Do you feel, for me, there's a sense of like greater presence, greater calm. I feel much more connected to my body. I feel like I'm talking a little slower. I just feel overall generally much more present in my body, in my mind, in my spirit. I feel really nice and relaxed. So I'm curious if you did this practice with me, what shifted, what changed for you? Did you yawn? Did you not yawn? How is that experience? I actually do want to name a couple of things because I have had this question come up for me inside of my programs, where for some people, the gazing from side to side might make you feel a little dizzy or like a little bit nauseous. I've had some people just say that it doesn't feel good for them. My advice then would be back off the gate. Like you don't have to look as far as you possibly can. Back it up till it feels comfortable. And if it still doesn't feel comfortable, keep your gaze straight. Accessing this and chanting Om is still going to be supportive of the vagus nerve. If that doesn't feel good, if you've got some maybe vestibular things going on, focus on the chanting as well, right? Just maybe even focusing on chanting can be helpful. And again, this is why it's so beautiful that the vagus nerve, the vagus nerve, by the way, you may not know this, but the word vagus came from the word vagabond, which means to wander, because it is the wandering nerve and it wanders through your body to all of these amazing, beautiful organs and crevices. And so there are many different ways that we can access the vagus nerve, many different ways that we can support and nourish the vagus nerve. And so if this is a practice that doesn't work for you, it's all good. You can access and support the vagus nerve in different ways. I will be posting different videos to support you with that, to help you support your clients with that. So not a problem. But for now, I would love to know how this practice went for you. So please feel free to share with me in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful, I would love for you to like it, maybe even share it with a friend. And if you're loving the content that I am sharing on this channel, I would love for you to give it a subscribe and you will be notified about every time I post a new video, which is going to be every single Wednesday. So thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful and I'll see you in the next one.